has been much turbulence in the Force.
I'm glad to see you alive, Jedi. We all are.
After the first son's shield collapsed, we suddenly felt every child of the Emperor. Their darkness screams at us. They can never hide again.
And yet we didn't sense the first son's death. Strange.
It isn't strange, Master Satil. Master Sio is waiting in the caves below.
You overcame the willpower of the first son of the Emperor?
Yep.
Incredible. If Sio's alive, we must bring him home to Tython immediately.
Are you sure that's wise, Satil?
Sio faces a lifetime of keeping the first son contained and coming to terms with himself. He needs you.
He will have all the support we can offer.
Children of the Emperor are fleeing. Imperials are leaderless.
The forces in Capital Square are en route. The Republic still has a fight, but with the Guardian holds retaken, we have an unshakable foothold.
I'm pleased I could help.
You and the Rift Alliance have done more than we ever thought possible. Unfortunately, it's been necessary to elect a new Supreme Chancellor. We must inform her of these developments. Support the battle on Corellia, then meet us on Coruscant.
Новый канцлер. Потому что старый мудила гороховая. Но перед тем, как мы слетаем на Корусант, чтобы получить полную пибиду, пойду поговорю со своими дебилами. По-быстренькому.
Why not find a mate and raise a family?
Обращайся, мужик.
You wanted to talk, Kaizen?
Not if you keep calling me a soft thing. I remember what that means, you know. Huh. Kaizen
Мако!
You look like a Jedi to me.
Это, скажем так, компаньон другого класса.
According to Kaizen, I'm the scorekeeper's herald. It's a long story.
As nicknames go, I'd look for something a little snappier. Hunt, hunt, hunt. You know, if you hunted crooks instead of animals, you'd be a household name. Okay, I got a Veneb Drosk, Trandoshan, former bounty hunter, retired. That him?
Even the Jedi archives rarely recover information that quickly.
I'm all wired up to the holonet. If it's out there, it's up here. After he retired, this Veneb became some big shot Trandoshan clan leader. Just suddenly shot up the ranks. Oh, shot up the ranks after a lot of his rivals went missing, usually on hunts.
Veneb wasn't helping Gwarer for credits. He was maneuvering himself into becoming a clan leader.
That's all I got on this Veneb, but it should be enough for you two to find him. So Kaizen, we're square on this, right? No more favor is owed?
You've been very helpful. I think we can consider this even.
Hey now, don't go soft on me. I like you fine as you are. See you around, Kaizen. Take care of yourself and your herald.
Nice.
Surely he can't be unchallenged. Someone must know. If the scorekeeper sees Veneb's heart, then she must also see yours. She understands you can't let him escape judgment.
И еще раз. Но меня очень бесит его голос. Ужасно. Как будто нуждачкой по жопе
So you've not only
хуярит.
trapped Venabit into facing you, you've placed the law on your side. Good work.
Так я же не для
Maybe
себя
I could help
прохожу
settle this
сейчас,
dispute.
не скипая. Блять, еще и к Тарису. Да вы охуели.
I do believe I'm really feeling the benefits of some fresh air and exercise. Who would have thought? And your delightful company has been most beneficial.
I'm glad I met you, Theron.
I've refitted my equipment and streamlined Holiday's programming even further. Hopefully we should be of greater use to you. Besides, I should showcase my best work. Even in the thick of battle, you never know who's watching. What? Oh, please excuse me, Jedi. The last pieces of the Van Drake generator must have a precise exposure to the ship's engine core. I'll be right back.
Jedi, could I please talk to you for a minute? It's about Theron.
Don't be upset. Just say what's on your mind.
You're so kind. Theron's been working so hard for the symposium. It's all he talks about. It's just so rare for him to get a real challenge. I don't think he's handling it very well. Please, he listens to you. Is there anything you can do?
Having his genius tested will teach Theron more than years of success.
I hope that's true. You're a good friend to us, Jedi. Both me and my sweet Theron.
Holiday, did Theron reprogram you to fall in love with him, or is it your choice?
Well, what makes
Мы
real
сейчас,
people like you fall in love?
конец Карелии уже наступил. Мы, типа, того
It's
мужика
different for you. Your personality
покекали,
can be reprogrammed. Mine can't.
захиляли, починили.
But feelings are more
Но
than
нам
that.
еще на Корусант
Like
надо.
your feelings
Там
are
новую
more than
канцлершу выбрали.
reacting chemicals.
Но я
I
решил
love
сначала с
Theron.
компаньонами
So
поговорить.
does it matter where that feeling came from? Nope. Not one bit.
Just in time. A moment longer and the irradiation would have gone too far.
Theron, honey, why don't you take a break? With me.
No. Too much to do. Sorry, Jedi. I'll speak to you another time. My work is finally complete. The Van Drake generator. Dare I say, a masterpiece among masterpieces.
Theron, I'm so proud of you. I think I'm gonna cry.
Жопу себе по край.
Yes, well done. But perhaps you should sit down for a minute.
There will be time for a week-long sleep later. The Luminatis Club Symposium only runs for a day. I must secure the generator for transport. Its core needs to be perfectly shielded. The core is very sensitive to nearby electronic systems, you see. Its processes could...
Are you doing all right?
Jedi, I am a complete idiot. The core of my Van Drake generator could have an application that I never considered. For Holiday. If I linked that core to Holiday's central processor, it could increase her sentience by a factor of 10, or more.
How would Holiday change if you gave her this core?
She'd be able to transcend most of her remaining technical limitations. Her slicing capability could increase, her personality would evolve. But if I remove the core, my Van Drake generator is useless. I won't have a hope of winning the symposium.
This is your future we're discussing. You deserve a say.
But Theron's upset. I just want him to be happy.
There's no time
Разденься
to
тогда.
decide. The symposium's starting soon. The entire Illuminatus Club is expecting me. I have to attend. I'll be back soon. It appears I have secured my place in scientific history. As a laughingstock. There I stood at the podium, my fellow scientists hanging on my every word. I had only to turn on the Van Drake generator, but I couldn't do it. I saw Holiday and I couldn't. When I tried to explain, I was booed off the stage.
You're a better scientist than all of them put together.
Such a gracious sentiment. Thank you. Now, Holiday, I think the core is ready. We can begin the installation.
Theron, I'm scared. What if it changes me?
Holiday, I am a fool dancing in your shadow. But whether you favor me or not, I will always belong to you.
Theron, install it now, before I change my mind.
Вставь его.
Stacks 2 and 3 reinitializing. Transfer. Transfer.
Can you hear me? Is everything all right?
Holiday, please speak to me.
Ahem. Oh my, how embarrassing. That core is potent stuff.
You're tougher than you look, Holiday.
I've got more space. Like there's huge empty rooms waiting to fill up. It's exciting.
It'll take time for the change to fully propagate. Holiday's systems are very complex. But in the end, her personality and sentience will increase. Exponentially. I hope we'll be able to keep up.
Боже, он еще о чем-то
Jedi,
хочет поговорить.
Holiday and I have an announcement to make.
Stop bullying.
I don't think I've ever seen you looking so resolute.
We've become rather addicted to the adventuring life. So we've decided to stay with you indefinitely.
And my projected lifespan is long enough to keep you and any little Jedi out of trouble.
Thank you both. Very much.
Wherever you go, you can always rely on Holiday and myself.
И
That's
насрать
a
на вас.
promise.
Бесполезные куски говна. Раньше вы хотя бы хиллером были.
Sorry, I'm still... Everything's so hard. I keep thinking Father's gonna
О,
walk in and
Сайрус,
say,
ты отожрал
"Cheer up,
кусок
Nadia.
Японии,
The
поздравляю.
sun shines on a smile. Like I was a child. I hated it. Now I just want to hear it again.
Бедная Киото.
Would it help if you heard that from me?
That's so kind, but it's not the same. I want to stop hurting. I want to be like you. You're so composed.
I just imagine anger or sadness becoming a small, gray pebble. Anyone can cope with a pebble.
I'll give it a try. Maybe as your Padawan, I'll understand better.
No, you will not.
The royal family called the ship. They asked for me personally.
Конечно,
Can
потому
you
что твой отец
imagine?
умер.
They want me to be their new representative. They obviously don't think I'm as good as Father, but I told them my plans, and I'll earn their respect.
Sounds like you've got plans.
I've learned a lot from you, and I'd like a cultural exchange between the Jedi and my people.
We've never had a chance to talk about where you come from.
It's mostly forest. Cutting road can take years because of all the thorn traps and wild animals. So our defense technology focuses on protecting our cities. The force fields light everything at night. One day I'll be back there. But not yet. There's too much to see.
Ну попробуй еще.
I was thinking about all the places we've been. Quesh was fun, apart from those Imperials all over our research station. And before that was the Fortitude. The galaxy's just so violent. How do you cope?
As Jedi, we look past momentary chaos and strive for the ideal. In this case, galactic harmony.
It must be why you Jedi trained so hard. Sorry, I mean, we Jedi. Father could never accept the Republic wasn't perfect. He loved the dream of it. I wonder how that dream will change. For the better, I hope. Things are quiet back home for now, so I'm gonna focus on my Padawan studies. I read the text that Council sent me, but I still don't understand what a Padawan does.
Ну, блин, как тебе сказать?
A Padawan hones her combat and
Давай
meditation
так.
skills, exercises temperance, and is open to the knowledge of all cultures.
So, what should I learn first, Master?
First, aggression, hatred, and fear can drive even the noblest Jedi to evil. You must always guard against these emotions.
But what about the Empire? How can you not hate them for everything they've done? Maybe I should study something else.
Remember the tenets of our order. There is no emotion, there is peace. There is no ignorance, there is knowledge. There is no passion, there is serenity. There is no chaos, there is harmony. There is no death, there is the Force.
I should write this down. Thank you. I don't mean to be so slow. Everything is so new.
Your abilities are already exceptional. You just need some theory and practice.
I want to be a good Padawan. Whatever you can teach me, I want to learn.
Учись. Я что, зря с тобой пизжу?
Oh, good. I hoped you'd have some time. I've been trying to study, but Dr. Cedrix keeps coming to talk to me. He's offering to give me an astronomy lesson. You've known Dr. Cedrix longer than I have. How can I tell him no? Nicely.
If Theron's bothering you, Holiday's the best person to put a stop to it.
For a hologram, she's good at keeping Theron in line. I need to know her secret. Thanks for the advice. I'll get caught up on my training. Don't worry. Just so you know, I may not be available for training for a while. Amy's just come out back home. It's a real puzzle.
Ну, нет. Все-таки у джедая-рыцаря ситх полный. Мара, спасибо за рейд. Надеялся, что я закончу до того, как ты закончишь, и я тебя зарейдую. Но я не могу еще закончить. Мне еще полчасика. Или больше.
A guild back home is
Но я уже вообще в конце.
Спасибо, Мара, за рейд. Trouble is, the guild wants to demolish the annex of Kespin and build the new spaceport on that site. The annex is
Говорю, что по сути самый сильный компаньон по сюжету у Jedi Knight. Бывает, Мара.
Is this annex some sort of temple?
It commemorates Gavail Kespin. He died defending the capital during the Wanderer siege. Clearing another site would take months.
Ну просто я тоже джедай, как бы.
Too dangerous. We need that spaceport, but the annex is so old. What would you do?
А когда вернут? А зачем отжали?
And the Republic. A dangerous ruin serves no one.
No chaos, only harmony. No more chaotic ruins, just harmonious trade, hopefully. Phew. I feel better now. Thanks for talking this over with me. Do you have a minute? You know that stone I've been practicing my levitation on? I sort of, exploded it.
If focusing on the stone is the problem, focus on the space around the stone instead.
The funny thing is, I managed to hold the stone bits together for a minute or two before it went everywhere. So, progress.
Но ты разъебала камень. Внутри корабля. Мы могли все умереть.
That's why.
Найс, молодец, дура. Level up с диалогов.
Can we talk? I had a dream about that ship where Father died, but its corridors went on forever. Father was calling and I couldn't find him. Everything I've lost. I meditate and study, but it still hurts. Shouldn't my training make this better?
Emotion, yet peace. These feelings will pass. Your inner peace cannot be lost unless you allow it.
It's hard to remember when you're crying in the middle of the night. Becoming a Jedi is not easy, is it?
Ну, давай
I
еще
got word from
поговорим.
home about the spaceport, remember? They wanted to demolish the Annex ruins and build it there? There was some grumbling, but I think everyone's settled down now. I can't believe they really listened to me. I feel like a diplomat now. But all this training, I still don't feel like a Jedi.
Negotiation and problem-solving skills are vital. You can't fix everything with a lightsaber.
I know. But it's more than
Тут я бы поспорил.
I want to walk the same path you did. Go to Tython, see the Jedi Temple. Follow where the ancient Jedi went. I wouldn't be gone long enough to explore, of course. I have all your maps from the ship's computer. I'm ready.
A sojourn on Tython would be good for you.
Oh, thank you. I'll get my things right away.
Обращайся.
You're the best. I mean, I appreciate your great kindness, Master. See you soon.
О, она
Tython's not
вернулась.
all like I imagined. It was even more beautiful, peaceful, but wild too. I could sense something there, like the first Jedi who broke with the Order left some of that darkness behind.
Tython is strong in the Force. And like the Force, it has both darkness and light. Not everyone can feel it.
Actually, Tython's a lot like home. I wonder what I'd sense now if I went back there. It's
Nothing.
like Tython's a place where my powers and the Jedi teachings meet. Even if I wasn't your Padawan, there's somewhere I'd belong. Thank you for letting me go there. I'll never forget it.
Опять-таки, обращайся. Стоп, что я только что повысил? А, лайт до 2-го уровня. Нихуя себе. Вопрос зачем, конечно.
How do you think my training's going?
I can't say. Offering congratulations just inflates a student's ego.
Aha. So I'm doing okay? I thought so. I feel different. More myself. I've got a level of control I've never had before. It's great. I want to keep going.
Do it. Do it.
Listen to this. A woman back home asked me for advice. From what she says, it sounds like our little boy is Force sensitive. She's asking what she should do for him, but I don't know what to tell her. She seems to think I know everything.
Would be best if the boy was sent to Tython. He'll be accepted there.
I suppose. I wouldn't want him to grow up like I did. I'll write back to her, and to Master Satil, so she can expect a new arrival.
Да, отправляйте сразу всех детей. Нахуй на Тайфон, пусть там, блять, в жопу долбятся до конца своих дней. И умрут на безымянной ненужной войне. Прекрасный план, отлично. Гениально.
Political campaigning's heating up back home. Nayland Fiskin was rivaling me in the polls, but decided what to do. About that evidence, Fiskin took an Imperial bribe. Leaked it through the HoloNet. Hundreds of Fiskin's supporters switched to me.
Their votes should put you ahead, correct?
Can't celebrate yet. Fiskin's preparing a speech to regain lost ground. Got a very talented speechwriter. He could still turn this around. I could ensure Fiskin's speechwriter has an accident. Non-fatal accident.
If you must do this, be sure the speechwriter isn't hurt.
Painless, but debilitating. Chance to be creative. Good suggestion. Wish we'd had you in the war.
Обращайся.
Polling for opposition leader begins soon. Me against Fiskin. Need one last push. Remember Greystar's journals? Managed to decipher more entries from the shorthand. Gave me an idea. Journals say Greystar smuggled out Balmoran refugees to camps off-world. Hundreds, in secret. They won't know Balmora's liberated.
Do the journals say where they were smuggled to?
I've got contact details. Helping these people is a duty, and good publicity. Should sway any undecided voters. I'll contact the refugees' leaders, but I need somewhere safe to meet.
I once attended a diplomatic summit in a cavern on Alderaan. It's quiet and secure.
Sounds perfect. I'll set it up.
Да-да.
My own people. Can't even trust my own people.
Did something happen with your political supporters?
Those Balmoran refugees. I wanted to bring them home. Already arranged to meet them on Alderaan. Then I deciphered more of Greystar's journals. Found out why he didn't want me reading them. Journals report these refugees were in contact with local Imperial officials, negotiating for food, medicine,
Как будто бы ты удивлен.
Greystar was aware the refugees were trading with Imperials?
Yes! Wrote it down! Never lifted a finger! Imperials would have offered anything for intelligence about Balmora. How many refugees gave in? Gave information and got my people killed? Greystar let it happen. But he knew I'd retaliate, so he kept this from me.
If the refugees did trade information, they could have contributed to Greystar's downfall.
They're collaborators. Collaborators die. Or live in a cell. Already arranged to meet the refugee leaders, to help them home. But now they'll be going in chains for conspiring with the enemy. I arrest the guilty. I prove my devotion to Balmora.
You're Balmoran, just as they are. You must serve your people as you see fit.
All settled then. Need to get things organized for their arrest. Make sure soldiers are waiting for them. Excuse me.
Да, разбирайся со своими проблемами. Мы
Refugees are
что,
back in
попиздеть собрались.
Balmora. Arrived just before polling started for opposition leaders' post. Balmoran public got to see collaborators in chains. Got plenty of positive messages during the polls.
Those refugees still deserve a chance to prove their innocence.
Not my problem. Got my future to think of. Votes are in. I won, Nayland Fiskin lost. I'm opposition leader. Seat in government, everything. It feels good.
Perhaps someday the presidency will be in your reach.
Ty Corden can stay president. For now. Wanted to
Охуевший.
thank you for your help. Couldn't have got that edge without you.
Я просто
Oh, and
подходил и
Greystar's
общался.
journals? Put 2 blaster shots through the datapad. Destroyed. Like Greystar wanted.
Simply erasing the datapad would have done the job, you know.
Never occurred to me. Got what I needed from them. Plus perspective. All done living in the past. Future is what matters. Balmora's and mine.
Так, сколько у меня компаньонов? Этот поговорил, этот задание. Лейтенанта там еще на мостике надо потрындеть.
I was hoping you'd have time for a quick strategy session. I was running a few scenarios. Repelling a boarding party, what if someone gets captured, stuff like that.
Окей.
I have to ask, what do you want us to do if you're taken by the Empire?
Get yourselves to safety, and send word to Tython. The Jedi have emergency procedures in place.
I bet they've had to use them too. Okay, I'll log the order. Not a pleasant topic, I know, but it never hurts to plan in advance.
Потому что если меня схватили, значит меня схватило что-то сильнее меня. А значит вы там бесполезны.
Can we talk for a minute?
Давай,
There's
давай.
something I think you should know about me.
I'm gay. Давай.
You have my attention.
A few years ago, I was captured by the Empire. I was scouting on Altair with my friend Milo, and we ran into an Imperial strike team. I woke up in an Imperial cell with a headache.
Was Milo with you?
There was no sign of him. When I managed to escape and reach a Republic ship, I realized I'd lost time. 7 days. Whatever happened to me is still a blank.
So you're a liability to the Republic and everyone you serve with.
Someday I'll find a commander who gives me the benefit of the doubt. I was just trying to keep you apprised. You know what bothers me most? Milo Pelham, the guy who was with me on Altair, got captured too. But no one ever saw him again. I guess
Может,
I
он
was
тебя и
lucky.
словил? Мне кажется, он тебя предал и словил.
I've been thinking. The Republic's holding up, but we're still taking a real beating against the Empire. I'm in this to win, no question of that. But do you ever wonder what would happen if we lost?
Slavery, fear, living at the whim of some Imperial overseer. Not a prospect I want to dwell on.
Me neither. But you know me, like to think ahead. Command will have some kind of contingency plan. If the time comes to use it, I hope we're leading the charge.
Надеюсь.
Remember I told you about Milo Pelham, who vanished when we were captured by the Empire?
Ты его
After
нашел?
we talked, I put his name out, in case he had a wife or kids he hadn't mentioned. Instead, I found out he was arrested on Tatooine a few weeks ago. He actually made it.
That is truly excellent news.
I can't believe he's alive. But Milo's being held for destruction of private property. Anchorhead authorities said he's been acting nutty since he was arrested. They had to isolate him. Milo was a rock. Something's wrong.
Tatooine's authorities are hardly reliable. They may have the wrong person.
No, the picture they sent is definitely him. I can get him out, but there's a hitch. The property Milo destroyed was a starship.
Oh.
Owner's a gangster, and he's a little upset. So the authorities aren't too happy about setting Milo free.
He'll have all the protection he needs once we arrive.
I wrote up a signed character reference for Milo. Could you sign it too? A Jedi Master's endorsement would really speed things along.
The situation's precarious enough. We should go by the book.
That makes sense. Milo's release should be ironclad. I'll have a quiet word with the authorities. All these years I thought he was dead. What happened to him out there?
Его выебали. Наверное, не раз.
I got word from Tatooine. 6 holocalls, a few payments to the right people, and Milo's a free man. All I need to do is meet him in his security escort at Anchorhead. But Milo's still in a bad way.
We shouldn't keep him waiting.
I appreciate it, but I should probably take this one. If Milo's really unstable, too many people might scare him. I'll take a shuttle to Tatooine and see Milo get somewhere safe. Shouldn't risk him hurting himself or blowing up someone else's star thinking he was dead. It was almost easier than this.
If the man who lost his ship is still around, he may want revenge. Don't give him an opening.
I hear that. Don't worry. I'll make sure I'm ready for trouble before I move out.
Молодец.
I got Milo off Tatooine okay, but heck, I don't even know where to start. Milo was trying to talk to me, but he couldn't get the words out. He kept using other languages, equations even, like his mind was shattered.
Regrettably, I have experience in this area.
I tried asking him about when we were captured, if he knew anything. If I understood him right, Milo said a doctor came into his cell. She showed him a glowing box. That's when it all went wrong inside his head. Thing is, Milo said this doctor used that box on me, too.
The doctor, this box she had, none of it seems familiar?
Nope. And I'm guessing that box is the reason why. So Milo's lady doctor used a glowing box on both of us. I lose 7 days of memory, and Milo loses his mind.
А может быть, ты просто...
Box. Maybe a new Imperial torture device.
There are ancient relics that fit that description, too.
You're the expert, but me and Milo were nobodies. Why use an artifact on us? I think Milo tracked the doctor to Tatooine. He thought the starship he blew up was hers. He gave me a picture, assuming it's actually her, that might give us a lead.
Ай, да как же ты заебал. Ладно, я с ним еще сейчас поговорю. Так, мне нужно нотарис, да? Я сейчас полечу нотарис. А пока лечу нотарис, быстро пасу. Еще буду...
You're all right.
Ух. Надо поменять компаньона. Может, это квест этого дебила.
See at the ship.
Да пиздуй. Так, значит, мне нужно центральное. Стоп, получается, это же республиканский тарец, где надо искать части ХКшки. Вроде бы не на имперской. Не помню уже, честно говоря. Давно это было. Брек. А он внутри меня.
I'd worry less about wasted time and more about what the Trandoshan elders will make of what you've done. Given it was the perfect method to cover your crimes, I have no trouble believing that.
Как же меня бесит их говор.
Serving yourself has got dozens of Trandoshans killed, and risked countless more.
Наконец-то. Вот эту речь я лучше понимаю. Речь пиздюлей.
Now you can make your own decisions without Veneb manipulating you. They need guidance, Kaizen, and there is much you could teach them.
А, ой, да. Что значит
Think. You could teach them to hunt honorably, to serve the scorekeeper.
Фаворит, что ли? Вот я тоже не понял, что такое фаворит. Все, ты доволен, надеюсь?
I'm ready. Take it slow for a while.
Жалко, что я не узнаю развязку с фаворитом. Я уже телепортнулся.
Don't worry. You're intelligent, capable, and devout. Exactly the role model they need. If you ever want advice, I'll be here.
Да-да. Что ты еще хочешь?
Any chance I can use the ship's long-distance communication system?
The ship is your home too.
Great. Thanks. I want to put Milo's Lady Doctor into the Republic's database. I'm hoping it can jog something about her or that glowing box.
Has her face triggered anything?
No. Everything between Altair and waking up in that cell is still a big fat... I'll let you know if anything comes back. Still no luck with the Doctor's picture. I think it's time to admit defeat.
You must be the judge of that.
I won't give up looking for her, but I don't want to turn into Milo either. Her picture's in the Republic database, so I'm going to delete my copy. I've done all I can. I have a good situation here. I won't let the past...
Ну, это похвально. Но учитывая, что еще есть одна волна диалога, ты ее нашел.
Hey, I've been meaning to ask. Have you been in any major battles? Apart from Hoth, I mean.
A Jedi's role is less about being on the front lines, and more about stopping the battle before it starts.
My postings haven't exactly been stellar, but I was there for the 8-hour invasion. Did my part, watched the Imperials slink away. I'm proud of that, though what we're doing seems more important, even if the historians never know.
Что ты еще хочешь?
That's quite the fighting style you have. Looks like you sneaked a few combat manuals in amongst the history texts.
There is poetry and logic in battle.
I'm used to fighting in squads. Constant redeployments taught me to sink fast with whoever's at my shoulder. Now you know your tactics, but you're not afraid of your gut instinct either. I've tightened down my style to match. Might make the Imperials think twice the next time we're cornered.
Молодец. Just shoot in their head, lol.
You're not gonna believe this. Remember Milo's talk about a glowing box? And that lady doctor turns out to be real. She sent me a message.
Охуеть, интересно.
Lieutenant Eraso, my name is Dr. Sarah Frey. I hear you've been looking for me. I've fled the Empire. Your search has put me in grave danger. But I imagine you won't be satisfied until you have answers. I am responsible for Milo Pelham's instability and your suffering. I could not refuse a Darth's orders.
No dissembling, I see.
The Sith Lord I once served, Darth Owlsel, is a great scholar. He even advises the Dark Council. His speciality is ancient holocrons.
What's a holocron?
Holocrons contain ancient knowledge. To the untrained eye, they match Milo's description.
The Dark Council trusted Darth Owzel to decipher a rare holocron for them, but Owzel saw a chance to keep its knowledge for himself. He wanted to copy the holocron into a person's mind.
Нихуя себе.
The ingenuity of the Sith never ceases to amaze me.
Darth Owzel requisitioned 2 prisoners from the Empire. You, Lieutenant Areso, and your friend. The initial procedure was imperfect. Milo Pelham's mind simply collapsed under so much knowledge. But you were a great success.
A great success? She hid a Sith library in my head.
Dr. Frey must have sealed the holocron's data from your conscious mind.
Any Sith would kill for that holocron's knowledge. But no one will know it's there unless you tell them. All I have said is the truth. Now, please remove my image from the Republic database. I won't be safe until then. Lieutenant Felix. That's your name, isn't it? I'm sorry.
Okay.
He's asking me to keep her safe? At least she's got a blasted sense of humor.
She obviously regrets her actions. Show the compassion she couldn't, and help her.
Dr. Frey's lucky I've got a Jedi to be my conscience. Okay, I'll see it gone. I need to think. Excuse me.
Он все еще хочет разговаривать. Надеюсь, это последний разговор, иначе я твою голову засуну тебе же в жопу. Потому что меня твои истории что-то не впечатляют, сорян.
This must be torture for you, huh? A library of ancient knowledge in my head and no way to reach it without me going crazy.
The teachings of madmen, murderers, or cantankerous old ghosts have little appeal for me.
So nothing you're planning to rummage for. Good to know. I won't pretend I like this. It's a massive risk for both of us. But I've carried this data for years and never knew a thing. Besides, if anything does go wrong, I have your expertise on hand.
I'm always here if you need me.
I doubt Republic Command will have a change of heart if I report this. My career's still going nowhere. But, so what? You have a cause worth fighting for.
Ебать, он меня заебал уже. Честно.
Talk to you. I got a letter from Milo Pelham. Kinda rambling, but still sounds like he's getting better. Thing is, this letter has intel about the facility where we were held. He wants me to give the intel to SIS, but it's... you couldn't call it coherent.
Start a dialogue with Milo. Ask him questions about the facility. See if he's consistent, then decide.
Seems smart. Hey, it might even help him focus. I'll get to work on a reply. It's encouraging that he's able to write it all.
Ебать, он наговорился. Тоже мне на Корусанте скажут-то. Окей, мне нужно в главное здание.
Take it slow for a while.
Что-то я удалил был. Здравствуйте, Сенат. Вот и новый канцлер, Твилек. Вместо деда взяли Твилечку. Понятно. Толерантная.
Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, I present the Barson Thor of the Jedi Order and defender of the Rift Alliance. In my predecessor's place, I have invoked the Protocol of Special Requital, which ensures the Rift Alliance will be properly rewarded. Several billion credits for rebuilding, privileged access to new hyperspace routes, extra support for your armies, these are only the beginning.
Which should also ensure the Rift Alliance worlds never think of seceding again.
You're a quick study. The resources of the core worlds are stretched, but we will try to grant any additional requests you have.
What would serve you and your warriors best?
You wish to begin a colony? Of course. I'm sure there are plenty of worlds that would welcome you.
Hey. What about the Voss Commandos? And Gate & Co.?
Commandos will be honored. I hope for learning. New Jedi come to Voss. Mystics can teach.
The Mystics could greatly expand our conception of the Force.
Да-да.
We must be exceptionally careful who we expose to Voss ideas.
One Force. Jedi know dark and light. Mystics know gray. The pivot between. We can show.
The Rift Alliance no longer requires day-to-day oversight, but they'll need a spokesperson in the Senate. Someone invested with your authority.
Why, Supreme Chancellor, it'll be an honor.
Я никого из вас не хочу, вы все три дебила.
Duin is a stabilizing influence. He would be ideal as our representative.
This is
ты меня
a
бесил
small part of the
меньше
greater
всех.
victory you engineered. Yet you've asked nothing for yourself. Your devotion to the light and your diplomatic talents make you perfect to fill the empty seat on the Jedi Council.
To me, that seat will always belong to Sio Bakarn.
Sio can never sit on the council again. But he should know his position will be filled by someone utterly trustworthy.
Yeah.
This is only a small reward beside the great service you have done for all of us.
I am only one person, among millions from across the galaxy, who stood up in the face of evil and said no.
Though some said it more vociferously than others.
Now is our chance to consolidate this victory, while the Empire is weak. This is our moment, to build a republic stronger than ever before.
Yes. Well, the Empire's out of tricks.
But in the end, this success belongs to all of us. May that spirit of cooperation continue. Thank you.
Мы стали членом Совета. Радость.
Always.
Мы счастливы. Кристалл Болл, насколько я помню, это уже Илум, да. Так что я пойду на свой кораблик, посмотрю, нет ли там чего. Вдруг каждый из этих моих дебилов захочет еще раз со мной поговорить. Ты смотри, хотят. Начнем с самого бесящего.
So, I was doing some thinking. And my thinking is, this is the best posting I've ever had.
What's at the other end of the spectrum?
A 5-week rotation on a planetoid that smelled like sewage, but that's beside the point. I want you to know I'm with you to the end. Win or lose. I'd rather be your lieutenant than a Republic colonel. Doesn't matter what comes next for us. I've got your back.
Окей. Стоп, а зачем ты еще раз хочешь говорить?
You ever think about the future? Like where you want to end up when all this is over?
The Jedi Temple will always be home to me.
My guys on Hoth always talked about going home, but for me, home was some refugee camp they closed years back. Besides, who could settle in just one world? There's always more to see. Maybe that's my retirement. Swap the blaster for a ship, start seeing the galaxy. Assuming this Sith data in my head doesn't start leaking.
I'd be concerned about this too, but you can't let it take over your life.
We'll figure it out. We always do. It's good to know there's someone I can always count on.
А ты что хочешь сказать? О, тут, кстати, теперь пусто. Слава тебе, Господи.
Wanted to let you know. Kind of enjoyed working with you. Not often my comrades survive this long.
I'm glad to be the exception to that particular rule.
Yeah, me too. Anyway, I just wanted to say I trust you.
Почему левая рука?
So I'd better stick around. Keep you alive. Trustworthy people are hard to come by.
Почему он протянул левую руку? Стоп, ты со мной не хочешь говорить? Ни хрена себе.
Coming from you, that's quite a compliment, Kaizen. The ship would never be the same without you.
Я понял твое point of view. Что там моя ученица мне скажет?
I've been thinking about home. The training's helped me be honest with myself. I'm not going back. I'll be their representative. But too much has happened for me to just settle there again. And I'm happy about that. You've given me a new life. All I want is to see the next horizon and keep learning with you.
With that attitude, you might find yourself on the council someday, or going even further.
And you'll get a paragraph or two in my biography. Come on, time's wasting, and there's so much to do.
Что еще скажешь?
While you were fighting out there, I could feel it. Like I was sharing your weapon and your injuries. But I was still myself too.
Sometimes a master and a Padawan build up such a strong rapport. The Force flows through them as one.
I read about them, but actually experiencing one. It wasn't a bad feeling, just odd. Being connected to the Force on 2 levels, it might be fun to feel it again.
Ну, отлично. Как говорится, это все по сюжету. Джедая Сейджа. Дальше сюжет становится для всех одинаковым практически. Практически. Есть некоторые отклонения, но о них мы поговорим, когда дойдем до КТФЕ и вот это. Так, dismiss. Бля, дроиды. Эх. Смотря на Корусант, я скажу одно. На этом все. с джедаем Сейджем. Я сейчас проверю еще письма. Получу говна всякого. И спасибо, что смотрели. That's all, folks. Legacy Stronghold Storage. Депозит. 350 кусков. Будем по чуть-чуть собирать на новый дом. Ну, компания Sage достаточно нормальная, она неинтересная и неплохая. Она обычная, я не знаю. Мне, с одной стороны, нравится, но, типа, с другой стороны, чё-то кек иногда. То насколько, типа, how convenient all to me. Ну, это все. В следующий раз с Аватар будет какой-то другой персонаж.